Alright, I guess you have been wondering how you can create this effect inside Canva. I know this effect is created in Photoshop and other softwares, but in today's video, we are going to create it inside Canva. So this is how the effect looks like, and let me change the background to a different color for you to see. So when it's a different color, this is how it looks. You can see the glow over here. So we are going to create this effect inside Canva. So let's go ahead. Now we are going to create a new document. So just come into File and then create a new design. So let's choose custom size over here and type in 1080 by 1080. So depending on the document you are creating or design that you want to make, that's when you choose the size. But since this is just for an experiment, I want to use 1080 by 1080 here and then create a new design. Alright, so in creating this effect, you can see that this effect starts with a shape, and this shape has to be created using a pen tool. So since there's no pen tool in Canva, we have to optimize a new way in order for us to create this effect, okay, this particular shape, before we can add the pattern and create this effect. So we are going to use an app that will give us access to a pen tool, and then we will draw the shape, and then after drawing the shape, we just continue with the rest. So let's first draw our shape and then we'll continue. So to draw your shape, come to your apps over here, and I will search for an app called Shape Builder. So this is the shape builder we want to use. Just click on it. So for the shape builder, we have modify here, and then we have create here. Modify is maybe when you choose any of these shapes, and then you can come and click on modify to modify the shape. So if you are creating something new, let's start with what you call the pen tool over here. This is the pen tool. You also have the select point. This is for selecting points, and then this is for the the shape. Okay, so let's start with the pen tool. So you can see we have something like this going this way. You can see it goes this way. So that's what we are going to do. So let's go ahead, click, and now you have to create everything inside this area. Okay, so this is the area we have to create everything. So we start with your first point, click on it like this, right? And then you click, you have to left click once, okay, and then you come and left click again and hold it, okay, to make this particular curve. Okay, so you just hold it and then you do it this way to make this the curve over here. So when you don't have to release your hand from the mouse. Okay, so you click again and then make sure you hold it when you think that the curve that you want, okay, is okay for you. Then you can release it. Okay, so now you can release it like this. Then you come to the next point over here. You also come and click again. Okay, so you click on it once and then it creates this curve for you. So you can see you have it like this. Like this. That's good. Now come and click over here. Now come and click here. Just click on it once, don't hold it. Just click and also come and click here to close the shape. Okay, now we have it closed this way. So now what we have to do is that we have to select the shape. Okay, you can see now it's on the pen tool is selected. Now you have to come and click on the select shape in order for us to select the shape and make edits. So come and click here, and then we have selected the shape. Okay, now we can also select the points over here, and then you can make edits to the points that we made. So you can just drag the points something like this, okay, or you can just make it more curved. Okay, so you just make the edits anywhere you select. You can be able to make these edits on it. Okay, you can do anything that you want to do with it. It depends on you. So that's it. And you can see here you have when you want a particular place to be a point to be sharp, you can just click on it and make it sharp over here. If you want it to be curved, you can click on it and make it curved. Okay, so let's undo here. Right, so let's select the shape again. So this is just a way to do it. So if you think that's not okay for you, you just adjust it by doing what I told you. Okay, now let's select our shape, and now you can see we have some things over here. We have the corner radius here. If you think that the corner is sharp for you and you want to make it increase it, you just have to increase it this way, and you can see from here, when you look from here, you can see the corner radius, what is going on over there. Okay, now we have this here, fill color. Fill color now is on no fill. Okay, come and click on it and then change the fill color. Let's pick a blue color over here like this, or you can come and click over here and select the type of color that you want. Now we have stroke over here. We don't want any stroke, so you can see stroke style over here. Just bring it to this one so that you don't get any stroke on it. Now when you are done, you have to make sure that you click on an empty area. If you don't click on an empty area, this shape is going to come out. When you add the shape to design, it's going to come out with these lines over here, so it won't be needed. These lines won't be needed, so make sure that you click outside and then come to add to design here. So now you can see our shape has been added to design. So this is what I was talking about. When you have this selected here, and then you come and click on add to design also over here, you can see that the image, it came with these lines over here. You can see these things over here, holders over here. We didn't want that. Okay, so take note of that when you are doing it. Now this is here. You have to now stretch the shape to bring it to the footer area that we want. Okay, now if you can just make adjustments according to how you want it. Okay, and you can bring it down to any place that you want. Okay, so let's take note of that. So the next thing that we want to do is that we want to add a gradient to this particular shape. Okay, a gradient color to this particular shape. For this, the purpose of this design, you can change the background. Okay, so that you can see where the shape is for you. Okay, all right, so the next thing that we want to do is that we want to add a gradient color to this shape. Okay, we want to add a gradient to this shape, and in order for us to add a gradient, the app that we are going to be using, we have to choose this particular shape from our computer. Okay, so we have to export this onto our computer in order for us to use the gradient. So you come to share over here, then click on download, then make sure that you increase the size to this one, and then choose select transparent background over here, and I'll make sure that you choose PNG and not JPEG, and I'll click on download. So we can do it over here, but I just want to add a new page to do that. That's why I've added a page. All right, so when you come into app, search for gradient. Now we'll be using this image colorizer gradient over here. So add the image colorizer, click on it, and then choose file from your PC. Just choose it and click on open. Okay, now you can see it over here. So let's just try something. So I want us to see it well, so let's first choose the first color. Okay, let's come over here somehow, then come and select the darker blue over here, and I'll select this one. Let's change this to a red color because I want us to see it well before we change it into our other color. Okay, so you can see this over here. We want to create this particular gradient, something like this. Okay, you can see the red one over here, or the pink color showing over here. You have to zoom in before you see it well. I will zoom in for you so that you see it well. All right, so you can see from here, you can see you have this color, pink color also over here. Then if this is okay for you, now you can come and change the pink color over here to maybe a lighter blue. Okay, so you can change it to this and then come over here and pick a lighter blue color this way. You can select white also, but let's just do it something like this. You can add more color to it. Okay, you can add more color to it if that is what you want. Just click on any area like this and then you add more color to it and you close it this way. All right, so let's continue. Transparency over here, you can increase the transparency to 100 if you want to see the shape well, and you can just play around with this also. You can just be playing with it. Okay, so if you think that is okay for you, just click on add to design over here and it will be added to your design for you. Alright, so now you come back into your page. Now let's increase it this way. So you've added our gradient. We have to move to the next step. You might not see it well from your end, but at least I see it that the gradient has been added over here. But you might not see it well on your end. But just take note. That's why I changed the colors in order for you to see the gradient being added. Now let's go to the next step. We are going to bring in our pattern that we'll be using for this. Okay, so we are going to bring in our pattern, and our pattern will also be available under the description of this video for you to choose. Okay, so I have mine here. I'll just come into my uploads, or you can just drag and drop it without even going into your uploads. Okay, just take note of that. You can just drag and drop it without even going into your uploads. Just when the folder is open, you just drag and then drop it this way. All right, so let's turn it 90 degrees. Okay, now you can stretch it. All right, so now let's blend these two shapes. Okay, the pattern and the shape, let's blend it. Now you come into your apps again, then close this, search for blend image, and now click on this blend image over here. Now it says choose a file, so it's either you choose the bottom layer and the top layer. Okay, bottom layer, position, select the bottom layer, and then let's use selected image. Okay, all right, so if you are facing a problem, let's try and turn this into an image over here. So let's first close this and select it, and let's see. Okay, so let's make sure that this is selected, and now let's come to our app and come to design to image. Okay, design to image over here. Let's convert this to an image to see. Yours might be working, I don't know, but it might be working for you in the first time. Okay, transparent background. Let's just choose the current page, okay, which is this page, and click on done. Now hit export. Okay, so let's add it to our current page over here. Let's delete this to see. All right, so let's come back to our blend image and try this one more time to see. So the blend image over here. Okay, now let's add our other shape. So we have it in our uploads over here. Our pattern is over here in our uploads. So let's try to add it. So let's do it one more time. Come into your apps, then come and choose the blend image. Now let's come to this. It says bottom layer. Come to your position and layers, and then select this bottom layer over here. So bottom layer, click on use selected image. Okay, now I think now it is working. Okay, so if you do it the first time and it's not working, just export it and bring it back in, or you can just come and choose it from your computer. Okay, now let's select also this and see stop layer, then use selected image. Okay, now we have this over here. So let's come to the options over here. We have normal. This is normal over here. We have the darken, which is the blend mode. We have the multiply. I think multiply is good. We also have the lighting. We have overlay. It's also good. And then we have the soft light. It's also good. So let's stick with soft light and then hit add to design. So you can delete these ones over here. Okay, you can delete these ones, but I just want to, let me copy it. So if you are working on a design on this particular page, just leave it here, but I just want to be doing it this way. So this is what it added to our design for us. Okay, now you can bring it over here. And the next thing that we want to do, you can see that this area isn't needed. This particular area part is not needed for us. Okay, so you have to get rid of it. In order for us to get rid of it, you can come to edit, and then you can see we have this over here. You can click on select area. You can just come and choose the click over here. Then you can come and click on this particular area. So edit, and then let's see, click. And you can also come and use the brush. Okay, you can also come and use the brush, and then you use it. So make sure if you select this particular shape, it will just select the shape and delete this shape for you. You want it for everything over here. Okay, so make sure you select the blue one over here. Okay, when you select the blue over here, to select all of this area for you. Okay, so take note of that. We can do this, or we can just make sure that this is selected and just click on background, remove background. Okay, so when you click on remove background, you can see that it has removed this area for us. Okay, so that's the trick over here you can use. All right, so with this, the next thing that we have to do, we are almost done. So we want to add the glow effect over here. This glow effect over here. Just want to add the glow effect. Okay, so and that will be the last thing that we will add. So let's go ahead and come over here, go into your edit. Okay, and then come to magic edit over here. The magic edit, we can come and brush an area. Okay, you can come and click on the brush, then choose your brush size, and then brush this particular area over here on the edges over here, and tell it what to do. Okay, and tell it what to do. Or you can just make sure that we have all selected over here, and then describe what we want. Okay, so tell it to add a white glow effect to the edge of the shape. Make sure then you give it an instruction to make sure it blends. Okay, and now you click on generate. Okay, all right, so you can see over here, this is what it has done for us. Let's change the background color over here to see. Now you can see it has been added. Okay, you can see it has been added over here. You can see how nice it looks. So it's the same as creating it in Photoshop. Now you can see that this particular effect can also be done right here in Canva. It's the same as what I created over here. You can see it from here. The same thing that I've also created over here. Okay, so thank you for joining this lesson and learning how to create this particular effect inside Canva. So you can just any shape, you can do this to any shape that you want. You can do this to any shape that you want. Thank you for joining this lesson. We shall meet in the other lessons.